John Braun with Hitman Advertising here. I'm going to show you 5 insider tips that cleaners can use to get the best response with email marketing. For as little as $20 per month, you can keep your existing clients and get new clients. I know it's kind of hard to believe, but it's true. I do it, many of my clients do it, and for $20 a month, you can do it too. Now, the trick is doing it the right way. When you do it the right way, it can actually be very, very profitable. So I'm going to show you some of these tips that we use to do this. Now, tip number 1 is keeping a clean list. You have to actually work hard on your email newsletter list. You want to collect emails from your clients when you go out to do jobs for them. You want to collect emails when they book an appointment. You want to collect emails on your website. You want them to opt into your website. We talked a little bit about all that last time, but you want to make sure too that when you do that, you're doing it the right way. And like we mentioned, only mail to clients and prospects who want your emails. If they didn't give you their email, don't buy an email newsletter list. Or if they gave you their email simply to send them an estimate or an invoice, that doesn't necessarily mean that they want your email newsletter list. So perhaps ask them and only mail to people who want that email from you and to be on your email newsletter list. If anybody asks that their email be removed, remove their email right away. You don't want them on your email newsletter list if they don't want to be on it. Sometimes people opt into your email newsletter list and later on they don't want to be on it anymore. That's fine. Get them off the email newsletter list at that point. Now, I highly recommend that you do all of this with email software, and we gave you a couple of recommendations last time, but some of this can help to automate the whole process and do some of this stuff with opting in and opting out and allow you to have an opt-in box on your website, and it can make things easier for you. And some of the ones that I've used and I love are Constant Contact, Aweber, and Mailchimp. Mailchimp has a free version. It's not that good, but they do have a free version if you're going to do this very much, which I highly recommend that you do. I recommend that you go with the pay version, and probably either Constant Contact or Aweber. If you contact me, or perhaps even underneath this video, I might have a link to a 60-day free trial for Constant Contact. But you want to use something that's actually going to be able to let you do an autoresponder and actually do all of this robotically for you. It's going to work a lot better for you, and that's where the $20 or so a month comes in, because it's really cheap to be able to do that. Now, the other thing that I recommend that you do to keep a clean email newsletter list is to make sure that you're not giving sales pitches in every single email. Now, it's fine to maybe make a little bit of a pitch at the bottom of every email, but make sure that every email that you send isn't just a big sales pitch. You want to give them beneficial stuff when you send out stuff, how to take care of their flooring or whatever type of cleaning that you actually offer them. Give them things and give them tips and help them. That's really what it's about. Now, tip number 2, getting your emails open. This is really the biggest thing to concentrate on. And the reason behind that is if your email doesn't get opened, your email newsletter list and your email newsletter marketing is worthless. So the first thing that you got to do to win at this game is to get your email open. So I recommend that you spend a lot of time thinking about this and concentrating on how you can get your emails opened. The first thing to think about and know is that your subject line, the thing that they actually see and glance at first in their big email browser, the subject line is the most important thing that goes on. And it's going to look something like this. And in this case, what you want to do is either have for the sender name, either your name if they're familiar with you, in this case it's my name, and it could be your company name as well as the sender name, and then something to do with, and we're going to give you some tips in just a second on what to put in here, but something to do with either the type of cleaning that you do or something to really pull them in. And then a secondary headline kind of shows up there automatically. You want to make sure that either has your company name or some other beneficial things that are pulling them in and making them want to actually read your email. So the recipient should easily see who you are at first glance, either in the subject or right there when they simply glance at the email. They should easily see who you are. Here's an example of a spring email that we send out, and the subject is fresh, clean carpet and floors for spring, kind of a beneficial headline, and it says my name, and it actually even says Premium Carpet Care as part of that as well. And then the reference actually, of course we have the logo up at the top, and then the reference actually says Premium Carpet Care, the company name too, and then we have some information about how we can give fresh, clean carpet and floors, and we break some of that down. But all of that's readily available and readily seen. We want them to know exactly who we are at the very top of the email. Now, the things that you should do in your subject line, there's a few different recommendations that I'm going to give you that work pretty well for cleaning companies. Now, one thing that some email marketers do is they give blind curiosity. So they just make you curious, just blindly out of the clear blue, make you curious with a statement in the email subject line. Now, one thing that we've done, something like this, when we've sent out an email that talked about a referral program, and the entire email talked all about a referral program, and it talked about how we wanted to tell them thanks for giving us referrals when they've given us referrals. Even if they haven't given us referrals yet or not, we want to thank them for their future referrals, right? So the subject line is thanks for your referrals. The entire email talks at that point about referrals, and it's a blind curiosity, because when you have the subject of thanks for your referrals, they're thinking, wow, I referred them, I didn't know that. And then they are curious, they open up the email. Another one that I've heard that can do really good is just putting thanks in the subject line, or thank you can do really, really well. Or your subject line could give a direct benefit to your prospect or to your client. We just looked at one that talked about getting fresh, clean carpets for spring. Well, here's one where maybe get sparkling clean carpet and rugs for the holidays. And this particular subject, really, if somebody's on your email newsletter list, and you do a carpet and rug cleaning, they're somewhat interested to anywhere from somewhat to really, really interested in carpet and rug cleaning. So giving them a headline like get sparkling clean carpet and rugs for the holidays is a very beneficial thing to that person. So this can be a very good beneficial headline. Now, another subject line you might want to give, and I would use this sparingly, but there are times where this can work really, really good, and there are times where you do want to use this, is giving urgency, perhaps for a special offer that you're doing, or perhaps it's springtime, like even right now, and you're very sparingly low on appointment times. You want to go ahead and let your clients and your prospects know about that. Here's one that we've used many times during the holidays, just letting them know that holiday cleaning appointments are nearly booked. Somebody who's interested in cleaning that was somewhat even thinking about holiday cleaning is going to read this subject line and go, oh my gosh, I need to do something. I need to go ahead and call these guys. I've been thinking about doing that. Now I have a fire under me to do this now, and the urgency's there. Maybe you have a special offer or a flash sale, and it's a legitimate offer. And again, this isn't something you want to do all the time, but it's a legitimate offer, and it's ending in 2 days. Well, you want to go ahead and say, this special cleaning offer ends in 2 days, or in 48 hours, or 72 hours, or whatever it may be. That's a good urgency type of subject line. So tip number 3, ask for the response. I see many emails that they're nice, they're pretty, they're beautiful, but there's no real call to action. There's no real asking for the people to do anything. And on some level, in every email, you want to ask them to do something, or at least mention that they can go here to get more information, or here to book a cleaning appointment. So here's some tips on what you can do with that. First, make sure that your phone number is in every single email that you send out, at least a bare minimum somewhere at the bottom of the email, and big, not just a little tiny part where it's at the very small part of the email. Sometimes I see that, but if it's there, that's fine, but also do a second one. But have it to where it's at least as big as the other text. You want to make sure that your email's there, because how are they going to book the appointment most of the time? By calling you. So make sure you have that. Also, I recommend that you put 2 to 3 links in every email that you do. 2 to 3, maybe 4 links. Maybe a link to your blog, maybe a link to, if you're talking about pet stain removal, to the pet stain page. If you're talking about area rug cleaning, to your area rug cleaning page. But put several links, several calls to action in the email. Also ask trigger pulling questions that solicit response and get them interested and actually get them to take some action. Something like maybe letting them know, do you want to see how to easily remove pet stains? And that link leads to your pet stain removal tips page, or your blog post about pet stain removal and tips on how they can do that. Would you like your traffic lanes to look clean again? And then maybe that leads to your appointment booking page where they can book an online appointment, or by your phone number, that type of thing. Make sure that you're soliciting a trigger for response. Tip number 4, use pictures to get attention, and not just pictures of a beautiful living room with carpet. That's one big pet peeve of mine. A picture that actually helps to tell the story that you're talking about or to further the message. Something like this. If we have an article that talks about how to remove particular types of pet stains, we might have a picture like this. We actually have a postcard like this and an email like this as well, where maybe inside of that email we talk about how to remove each one of these particular types of stains. If it's spring cleaning, maybe a spring cleaning type picture, but something beneficial. If you're doing a video, or if you have a video, maybe even put a picture, a screen capture of your video there in the email, to where when they click on the video, they're going to go to your blog or to your website where that video actually starts playing. Make sure it starts playing when they go to that part of it, but that can actually solicit a response, because they're thinking, well, I can click this video and play in the email. That's kind of weird that can happen, but maybe they figured out how to do that, and they click the picture, and then it takes them directly to your video on your website. That can be a very beneficial type of thing to help get attention and to get your emails further read. Also, maybe animated GIFs, not the old kind of 1990s GIFs, but maybe one with before and after pictures, or something like a newer one that you made up in Photoshop, but something that actually shows that animation inside of the email. Maybe if you're doing a flash sale, maybe a countdown timer. If you've got 48 hours left or 72 hours left, that can be really good. You can do that. So tip number 5, be consistent when you do all of this. I know the biggest problem, and somebody on Facebook was talking about this a week or so ago, biggest problem is there's no consistency with some of the ways that you do this. If you collected emails from people a year ago and you start mailing to them now, they don't remember who you are, and they're probably going to opt out or complain that you're sending them spam. So make sure that you start mailing them right away. And you can do that with an autoresponder series. Start mailing them as soon as you get their email, at least nothing else but an autoresponder series, so that you're reminding them about cleaning, and set that up. And some of the things that the program software that we talked about, Constant Contact, Aweber, Mailchimp, they have all of that in there, the paid versions of it, to where you can set up that autoresponder message series. Here's one that we actually send out. The subject line is "Heads up about your cleaning gift certificate." When they first opt in, they opt in to get a cleaning gift certificate, and we remind them that that gift certificate is expiring soon. We give them our phone number, we give them the link to download the certificate again, and we also give them the link to our website and our phone number again, right? So it gives them all of that type of stuff. But that's an auto-responding message series that we robotically have set up. All they have to do, they opt into the email newsletter, and then day one they get a different email, and then 2 weeks later or so, they get another reminder about the cleaning gift certificate that they already got when they first opted in. But they have that series of emails automatically sent to them so that they can not forget about us. So it's all part of that automatic response. Now, the other thing that I recommend that you do, not just set an auto-responding message series and that's all, but also send them an email newsletter every 1 or 2 weeks. And these email newsletters are something that everybody gets, and those are usually based on the season. So they're getting an email newsletter in the spring about spring cleaning. They're getting in the summer, 4th of July, they're getting one about 4th of July or summer cleaning. And back to school time, they're getting back to school. Holidays, are getting holiday type of messages with different offers or different tips about how to do the different type of cleaning, or all your different services, all of the things that you offer. Maybe too, in your email newsletter list, you're going to mention things like, we just got a new employee and here's the picture of him and here's the kind of stuff that he's good at. Maybe you or one of your technicians or somebody in the office just had a baby. Well, that's a good thing to talk about. Just the things that just involve them and get them to know your company better are the things that you want to talk about in that email newsletter. But every 1 to 2 weeks. Why every 1 to 2 weeks? Well, more than every 2 weeks, they tend to forget about you, and they tend to forget that they signed up for your email newsletter, and that's not good. You want to remind them more often than that. Once a week sometimes can even be a little bit too often. Usually I like to err more toward every 2 weeks, but sometimes every once a week can be good. More than once a week can be where you have a lot of people opting out. At that point, a lot of people don't want to receive emails more than once a week from cleaning companies. So every 1 to 2 weeks kind of seems good. Maybe sometimes skip a week, but 1 to 2 weeks is my ideal recommendation for that. And when you do that, keep at it. Stay consistent with all of this. And the more you do it, the more your clients are going to expect that email newsletter, the more they're going to be connected to your company. And again, the beautiful part about all of this is $20 a month, a cheap price to do this in the very minimal amount of time that it takes for you to put these emails into your actual email autoresponding or your email software. So I wanted to let you know about what we've got going on coming really soon, perhaps next week, in the next week or two. I'm going to be making an email marketing program where I'm going to make email marketing easier for you, because the big problem that I always see is people have problems coming up with the content. So I'm going to be providing all the email content and the pictures for an entire year of email marketing. I'm also going to be providing an auto-responding message series that reminds prospects to book cleaning. We'll also have a system too where we can plug them in for you and actually do it for you if you don't want to actually put it into the email software yourself. But as well, we'll provide the content for you to where you can actually go and plug it in yourself. It's one of the best marketing that you can do, really the best marketing that you can do for the low dollar amount. So it's the best cheap marketing that you can do. You got to do it right. You got to take some of these considerations that I'm giving you and do it that way. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, collect emails from your clients and your prospects. Put an opt-in box up on your website. And again, we're going to have things we're going to show you how to do that. If you need us to even help you do that, we can help you do that. But you want to collect emails on your website, and you also want to collect emails from your clients when you're going out to give estimates, when you're giving estimates on the phone, when you are booking appointments. You want to collect these emails and let them know that you send out periodic email newsletters with special offers and beneficial tips on how they can keep their carpet floors or whatever type of cleaning that you can do, and how they can keep all of that beautiful and well maintained. This was John Braun, Hitman Advertising. Stay tuned. We'll be talking more about email marketing soon.